We have obtained crime scene photos. Jen Soto and her then live-in boyfriend were kicked out of the condo while police effected a search. We've obtained those photos. First, let's look at Maddie's room. Her room was essentially part of the downstairs living room, and it was essentially a bed cordoned off by this see-through partition there on the bottom level of the home. What more do we learn in the crime scene photos? Those boxers right there belonged to Stefan Stern. They were pictured at, and that's Maddie's bedroom area. Those boxers in her laundry basket were pictured in the videos that were found on his phone. And then in the next photo, you see her bedding, Maddie Soto's bedding, which also appeared in the sex molestation videos on Stefan Stern's home, according to police. That bedding proves it happened in the home. So we now know that, according to police, and the murder happened in the home. It's extremely poignant that on her bed are her little stuffed animals. But to another shot, all of that bedding, of course, becomes state's exhibits. We believe this is another room where Stefan Stearns slept on occasion. And we know that the room where he slept with Maddie at her mother's direction had a lock on the door. And I mean, not just the kind that go with the doorknob, full-on locks. You are seeing crime scene photos that we obtained from police files. Back to Shannon Butler joining us, WFTV 9. Shannon, many would argue that sending your daughter to go sleep with your adult live-in boyfriend is gross neglect that exposed her.
I mean, the public here in Central Florida has said over and over again, we don't understand. We don't understand how she's not held to any accountability in this situation. But like I've told you before, police just don't seem to have anything they want to charge her with.
And speaking of mom Jen Soto's response after Maddie first goes missing, this is what she said.
When you guys showed me the picture of her, I believed the sexual stuff, but I didn't want to believe that he had done anything evil to her. I'm like, no, what if he did this stuff fine, but what if she's still missing out there? What if somebody took her? I still wanted to believe I believed him. I believed his whole story. So I was just like, I kept repeating that part. I'm just like, what if she did get dropped off? What if she got abducted? What if she's missing?
Okay, Shannon Butler joining me, investigative reporter, WFTV 9. Did I just hear Mommy correctly? She says, when you showed me the picture of her, which I think is a euphemism for her boyfriend, her daughter, and videoing it on his cell phone, I think that's the picture that she's talking about.
It
Quote,
is.
I believe the sexual stuff, but I didn't want to believe he had done anything evil to her.
Yeah, and you can hear from that interaction with those deputies, there was a lot of pause that they took, even after we talked about this later on, about why she didn't quite understand that what was happening there, at least in that interview, was evil and was wrong. There was a lot of concern about that in the beginning. That's what started them really trying to take a look to see if there was any involvement with Jen Soto and what had happened to Madeline Soto. It was that comment right there that kind of started that ball rolling.
She better have something explosive in exchange for immunity, which means she will not be prosecuted for anything deriving from those statements that she gave under immunity. But that's not all. Even after she realizes police are focusing on her live-in, listen.
But that was me assuming that you guys had the wrong guy. I wanted to think he was a good guy still, but clearly he's not. After everything you guys have told me and have shown me, I know he's the worst person on this face of the earth right now. I started saying to him, like, I think they're focusing in on you. Like, we need to call your dad.